This event is kind of unique in that we are teaching about the 7534 exam, but we're not trying to make you a certified, person that just holds a piece of paper. We want to make you somebody that has the skills to go be an architect for Azure. And I'm going to have a bunch of questions for you later, and we'll go into a lot. I hope you probably brought some Tylenol or aspirin with you or Advil, because we're going to open up the fire hose today and tomorrow, and you're going to get more than you can possibly consume in 2 days of information. But we're also going to give you a ton of homework, okay? And if you do all of that, listen intently, soak up as much as you can, and do the homework, you will easily be able to pass the 7534 exam. But more importantly than that is you will be able to go out and be an architect, understand enough about Azure, understand the limits, and how to break through those limits through architecting different solutions to overcome some of the barriers that you might perceive now. You're only perceiving those because you don't know how to get beyond, a 1 terabyte disk as an example, right? So we're going to teach you all of that so you can become an expert in architecting Azure solutions. Any questions from the audience? We do have, so I'll let you know that we do have a simulcast session going on in this room. There's also another room. You'll notice that this room filled up about, 30 minutes ago or so. We actually sold out in like 4 hours. And whenever we open up registration, we usually open up registration for double occupancy because we expect 50% of the people to not show up. For this event, I told them, don't count on 50% people not showing up, count on maybe 20% max, because people are just going to show up for this because it's great content. And so in 4 hours, we sold out at double capacity. And then we had to open up a second room. So the second room is downstairs. We have speakers that are going from this room to that room and from that room back to this room or whatever. So it may be a little bit of a challenge as we go between speakers, but we'll figure it out. And we also are recording, and we are simulcasting to different locations because they couldn't get tickets to get in. So I'm pretty excited about it. Let's go ahead and kick things off. I'll be back in just a moment with your kickoff presentation, okay? Thanks.
Great, no problem. Let's put it down. So good morning, and thank you for coming for our hopefully first of many Azure certification workshop and prep. So for those of you that are new, welcome to our 11 Times Square Microsoft office. For those that I have not met yet, my name is Tara Webb. I am lucky enough to look after a data and cloud team here in New York Metro. Laura, we just got a few minutes. We're lucky enough to get our district manager here to join us. She looks after all of our business here out of New York Metro. And she's been a huge advocate and partner when we think about training and certification and really investing in our customers' talent. Can you hear me now?
You have a really soft voice.
Can you guys hear me now? Okay, so I know we're running a little bit late, but we were lucky enough to have a few minutes with Laura to help kick off the event, and then we're going to turn it back to Dan and all of the smart humans that really brought this to bear. So thank you, Laura.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Tara. And thank you all for being here today. Welcome. Welcome to Microsoft. Welcome to the Azure certification training. I am so excited, so pleased to see you all here today. I got to tell you, I don't know about you, but I learned about a statistic regarding our attendance. It sold out in 4 hours, this training. What an incredible response. We were just blown away by it. So thank you so much for your interest. And so I got to first thank you for spending the next 2 days with us. Well, Microsoft's mission is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. And this session is really all about you, helping you drive positive impact and value in your organizations to help you achieve more. So I got a couple of questions for you because I know this is certification training and you're going to be quizzed all the time. So are you ready to increase your knowledge of Azure? All right, are you ready to learn how to develop Azure solutions and architect them? All right, are you ready to get prepared for the Azure certification exam? Absolutely. Well, we're excited too because you know what? We brought the experts, you brought the growth mindset, and we have an opportunity here to place you on the path to demonstrate real-world mastery of Azure solution design and architecture. And we're so pleased that you're here today with us. So thank you again and enjoy.
Thank you both very much. So thank you all again from me. Thank you for being here. And I'm confident, I have all the confidence in the world that you're going to love it. A couple things of note that kick things off is github.com/DanStolts/70-534. That is where you can find all of the content for this two-day event. However, we also have a speaker room that people are still kind of tweaking things. So, you know, it's up there now, but it might be in draft form. But if you want it, yeah, exactly. So, and some people that aren't speaking until tomorrow, there's probably like a lot of changes that they're going to make between now and then. So just bear that in mind. Maybe bring down the presentation after the event. Grab all of them so you have the latest. Or better yet, just hold on to that link. And this content is going to be updated ongoing as well to keep it fresh. I'm gonna just talk about a few things, tell you about what to expect, and do some Q&A and talk to you about the labs that we're doing and kind of what the sequence is going to look like. So. I'd like to ask everybody, if you don't have a Twitter account, go create one. If you have a Twitter account or other social media that you're connected to, please use it. We really, really, really want to create some buzz out of this. So we have a hashtag, and I'm asking everybody to use the hashtag plus my IT Pro Guru. Because that way I can search on it very easily and find the people that are talking about this particular event. And I want to use that to help us in the organization create momentum that we can carry this on further and further and do even more topics, more certifications, more deep technologies like, maybe advanced applications or maybe data platform stuff or maybe machine learning stuff. DevOps is, one of the next things on my list to do. We want to be able to do that, and by you helping us, by socializing, telling us what you're learning, right? What are you learning? How do you feel about what you're learning? How are you going to be able to use this as you go to work, right? These are some of the things that we want to know. So tell us what you like and keep the conversation going often. Each session, often, please. So show of hands, how deep is your knowledge of Azure Cloud? I know Azure and its offerings really well. Show of hands. One. Show them up high because I got to count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Could you take notes? That was 9. I know some Azure. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. And I'm just getting started with Azure. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So show of hands, are you planning on taking the Azure certification exam related to this content? Who says yes? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's most of the room. Okay, let's go through the rest of them. Maybe. I'm interested in finding out more. Maybe I'll take the test. Okay, 2 of those. And no. No interest in taking the test, or no, I'm not going to take the test, I just want to get the education out of it. Okay, it's fair. 1 person on that. Okay. And show of hands, do you feel you are educationally ready to deliver Azure solutions today? Show of hands. Yes, ready to go. 2 people in the room. Okay. Maybe after doing homework, I'll be ready. Okay, part of this class, right, and the homework. So we've got about 8 people on that. No. No, not ready. I would expect that's a lot of people in the room. Do you feel you're educationally ready to deliver Azure solutions? No. Nobody? So everybody is ready. Nobody's not ready? I guess that's not worded in a way that makes sense, right? So who is not ready, or who feels they are not educationally ready to deliver Azure solutions? Okay. Okay, about 20. I hope to solve that in the next couple days, and we'll poll you at the end of the class with these some of these same questions to see if you're more ready then. So, really important, do you have ability and subscription access to practice what you learned, to continue growing your skills in Azure? So most of you have access to Azure. So those people that did not raise their hand, that means you do not have Azure subscription or a way to access Azure to do your homework and to continue learning. Anybody not have an Azure subscription? Okay, I need to change the wording on these because they're a little awkward. Okay, so what is Intel for us in the next couple days? Laundry list. A couple things that I want to point out here is the percentages. So you'll see the first one is Design Azure Resource Manager. Will not necessarily go in this sequence. This content is delivered in the sequence of the book. Does anybody have an empty chair next to them? There's a chair up here if you want to. Okay. And that means those that are 20 to 25, they're heavily weighted versus those that are 5 to 10. 5 to 10% of the content on the exam versus 20 to 25%. We try to leave extra time for those bigger topics, but the reality is some of them are so big, like advanced applications, and the biggest one of all is design, management, and monitoring strategy. I got news for you. We couldn't cover that session, even at the hyper speed that we're going to be covering these sessions, in a half a day. But we've given it 75 minutes. But we are giving you links and labs to go get the rest of the knowledge that you need to go ahead and pass that test. I'll tell you, this is the third time that I've delivered this event. And I have had people go after taking this class and going out and passing the exam, but only two. Only two people reported to me that they were able to pass the exam by taking this class alone. Everybody else has had to do some studying. So just assume that you're going to have to do some homework as part of this, okay, to get you to that goal. We have a Yammer group, Azure, aka.ms, Azure Exam Prep. After this event, where do you go if you have a question? That's where you go if you have a question, right? Again, you have access to all these slides. The slides are up there right now. So you can download this deck if you want and make your notes as you go or whatever. But this is where you go to get questions answered after the event. The other thing I want to point out on this is this slide, the green background, exam tip. Right? Obviously, this is not going to be on the exam. But this slide format is designed in such a way to really raise attention. Whatever's on this slide, you kind of really need to know. And if we're asking you to do something, you kind of really need to do it, or you're definitely going to get a question, or you're almost certainly going to get a question wrong on the exam. Okay, so pay extra attention to those. And then we have some test questions. Not all of the sessions will have test questions, but those that do, it's going to be in a similar format to this, where we will give you the question and some potential answers, and then we'll tell you what the answer is to that question. We only have time for a few questions as part of the main presentation, but we will have a lot more slides that we're going to give you over the course of the next few weeks to give you more practice questions that you can go through. And this is the format they're going to be in. They're going to be in a slide. You can see some of those up there now, but don't download them now because those were written 2 years ago, and they need to be updated for the new exam. Okay, so the ones that are up there now, you'll see them on GitHub, but they need to be revved. And this is the 2-day schedule. You were probably given a 1-day schedule when you got here. Did you get both days? You did. Okay, great. So you can kind of see ahead of where things are going. You'll notice that we're covering some things that are not necessarily on the exam, like DevOps and next steps. DevOps is not on the exam. It might be in the near future because DevOps is everywhere, and Azure in particular is well suited for DevOps. But we'll talk a little bit about that so that you're prepared for it. We also added things like containers under the compute, right? It's not on the exam, but eventually it will be, and it's important for you to understand, because remember, our mission is not to get you to pass the test, to get that piece of paper. Our mission is to teach you how to become an Azure architect. So you got to know more than what's on the exam, okay? And that is it. And I'm not sure who's keeping my time or how we're doing on time. I have 7 minutes to fill. Awesome. So any questions? I guess we are ahead of schedule. Ben, come on up. And Ben actually needs a little extra time anyway because he is the shortest session of all. Giving him no time. Yep. This? Yes, it's on the slides. But there's also, if you look on the GitHub, well, Ben's coming up, but you can, if you go to the GitHub link, you can download the schedules as well. You'll see under the GitHub, you'll see labs, you'll see presentations, and then you'll also see events. Under events, you'll see New York, today's date, and then underneath that, you'll have a schedules folder. All the schedules are in there. You'll also have the electronic copy of everything that you were given, including the speaker bios and stuff like that. And I strongly encourage you, as you're tweeting, as you're socializing, please include the speaker Twitter handle in there too. We really want to show them that we appreciate their energy in putting this together for us. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us again. I don't think I introduced myself earlier. My apologies. DanStolts, Chief Technology Strategist for Microsoft. And I am the MC for this room, so I'll be in this room most of the day except when I'm presenting. As we mentioned earlier, there's another session going on, the overflow room downstairs, and so the speakers are switching. So I do have sessions to present, so I won't be here for the entire thing, but I'll be in this room most of the time. And a couple things that I wanted to mention. One of them is if you look at your agenda for tomorrow afternoon, the speaker is articulated as audience. So I'd like for you to think about another reminder, socialize, right? Socialize, socialize, socialize. But think about as you're learning, if there's other things that we didn't teach, but you feel like is super important as an architect, feel free to share those. But most importantly, I want to know how this event has impacted you or your ability to be an architect, how it's impacted your ability to bring solutions into your business. And then I want to give everybody a couple of minutes. Whoever, it's volunteer only. I'm not going to call on anybody, so we may not have anybody. Well, I already know we're going to have one because he's already said he would. But it's your opportunity to shine. That piece of it will be recorded, but it will be for internal use only. The rest of this is being recorded, and it is going to be ultimately made public.